Souls games are not hard. I know this is gonna be pissing off a lot of people, but listen, it's simply the truth. And at some point, I was part of this whole thing where, playing Souls likes and Souls games and Soulsborne games, which is basically the same thing, it meant that you're some sort of elite gamer. But it's actually not the truth. Souls likes and Souls games are medium difficulty games at best. And there's this whole push, this whole narrative that we all need to believe that these games are the absolute highest tier difficulty. Elite gamers are the only ones who play this difficulty, yet these games are absolutely not that hard. What do I mean by this? Now, before I get into that, this is all pretty much inspired by this whole uproar about Lies of P adding a easy mode. It's gonna disrupt the balance. It's also adding a hard mode, so if you wanna play that, play it. But here's the thing. Let's take Elden Ring. For example, Elden Ring is easy. It's absolutely easy. Now, you are gonna see and hear a lot of people say how Elden Ring is a masterpiece, and it absolutely is masterpiece, but it's not difficult. You have Mimic tier, you have spirit summons, you have NPC summons, and player summons. You can actually beat the game without even holding the gamepad. And here in the background, you can actually see a Mimic tier beating Mesmer alone. Mesmer, one of the game's hardest, most difficult bosses, it beat the boss for me. I was so curious to see if can it actually be done. So, you know what? So much about the narrative that these games are so hard, they are forcing people to, get good and just learn and overcome. Just because the easy mode isn't right there when you start the game in the options menu, it doesn't mean it doesn't have the easy mode. Now, what Elden Ring, for example, has, it's extreme story mode. Honestly, with just how many of these options there are to make the game laughably easy, and let's not even start with the equipment. From the Azure Comet, and you've seen a lot of guys run around naked, and then they memorize 2, 3 attacks of the boss and hit the boss like 4 times. And that's that. And I'm supposed to be impressed by that, like that's some sort of elite skill. Here's the thing. If, and this doesn't go for absolutely all people, but most people in the Souls Get Good community, because Souls community has some extraordinary, amazing people who are extremely welcoming, rational, fair, and everything, but it has a lot of the self-appointed skill police, people who would play actual hard games, like Ghost Runner, for example. If they did, they would be the first ones to ask for the easy mode. And then they would be actually in luck. And then they would be counting their blessings because the game does come with an easy mode. It absolutely does. But the game, in its sheer default, it's absolutely hard. And let's not even mention the, NES difficulty, those games from back in the day. My gosh, like Bucky O'Hare, that was pure sadism. And that's something that, the Get Good Soul Squad, they would get shredded at it. And when they get offended, their first response to all of this is, oh, don't make me PvP you. What's that gonna achieve? Like seriously, if I beat you, if I even lose, what is that going to achieve? That doesn't change anything that is being said because most people play these games also solo. And it's absolutely fine. Oh my god, this whole narrative and this obsession about the easy mode. And the thing is, when it comes to this whole argument, I am in the middle. I'm kind of against both camps because the people who demand easy mode can be just as toxic as the Souls community. And what do I mean by this is, if the game developer decides to do something with their game, even if you don't like it, you need to respect this. Obviously, your money is entirely your decision, and you are going to be supporting this decision or not. But you have to respect the decision. If they put in an easy mode, you need to respect it. If they don't give an easy mode, well, then you have to respect it too. But the thing is, if they don't provide an easy mode for you, there is going to be an abundance of options that actually do make the games easy. All Souls like have this. Like, Lies of P, actually, the throwables were so damn OP, man. Like, you were just shredding every single boss. And then you would have a little particularity in the arena, like against the Black Rabbit Brotherhood in the second fight, where you could just abuse the, obstructions. These games aren't hard. They are medium difficulty games. So we all need to face the truth. For some people, it's going to be harder. For some people, it's going to be absolutely the most normal thing in the world. These games aren't the hardest games out there. There are plenty, I do mean plenty, of truly difficult games, and only inexperienced gamers are gonna be believing this and falling for this. And this just needs to stop, because I see a lot of people come to my videos and they are just lying on behalf of this narrative, because believing this narrative and convincing everyone else of this whole narrative that the Souls-like games and Soulsborne games are the elite, and if you play these games, you are part of the elite. I understand, some people, that's all they have. But listen, I don't need to participate in your fantasy, especially when the truth is different. And you wouldn't believe, now that I mentioned what people come to my videos, how many times it actually happened. And I do wish I kept the receipts, I kept the screenshots. People complaining to me, insulting the fuck out of me for helping others beat things easily, for making games too easy. Like, how dare I help people overcome things? Because that's what I do. I make guides. I truly stand behind that. Some guides are gonna make things easier than others, but it's always very easy if you pay attention and you put it to work. It's always going to be, because all games function on rules. If you do understand the rules, everything else is going to be much, much easier. This whole thing simply needs to stop. No, you are not an elite. You are absolutely not. And you are in no position to be commenting on who plays how what. And my favorite thing out of all of this is that most of these guys, when you ask them, okay, what did you actually do in gaming? Where are your challenges? Where are your crazy gameplay? No, no, no. They simply partake in these games. And that makes them the elite. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Where are your no damage playthroughs of truly hard games like Returnal? I even had a guy come and say that, oh, you can make any baby game hard enough if you, impose enough handicaps on yourself in the game, saying that Soulsborne games are inherently more difficult. No, they're not. No, they're not. Returnal, much harder than Souls-likes and Soulsborne games. That sells also. Absolutely. Cuphead. There's another example. It absolutely is more difficult. And you guys need to accept this. If you don't even have to play to beat one of Elden Ring's most difficult bosses, and you aren't even utilizing everything that the game is giving you to make the game much, much easier, there is no discussion to be had. It is an ego thing, and it is a bruised ego thing. And no one owes you participation in that fantasy just so you can feel good about yourself. End of story. And if the game has easy mode, move on. Don't play it. If the game doesn't have an easy mode, do the same. Because there are thousands of games who do cater to you if you want easier experience, so go there and do that as well. It's all about respect and not feeling entitled. And this is something that many gaming communities today simply cannot comprehend. No one owes you nothing, just the same as you don't owe your money to anyone. It works both ways. Go and support the things that you deeply care about, the things that cater to you. Do not complain online how you are now distraught and you are not going to be giving your money. That does nothing. Put your money, literally, put your money where your mouth is, and simply do not support the product. It's easy as that. Guys, this is Elbethium. So much from me and Mr. Bowser here. Tell me, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Because honestly, it's got out of hand and it's getting tiresome. Every year there is a discussion about the easy mode. Easy mode this. It messes with the finely tuned balance. What finely tuned balanced? If developers need to add more difficulty options, it messes with the balance. Yeah, I guess that's why once these games are out, they spend months releasing patches, nerfing this, buffing that, because the balance was so finely tuned. Come on, guys. This has absolutely no roots in reality. It is all just ego talk, and you need to grow up. Find fulfillment from something else. Do not expect others to participate in your own delusion just because this is maybe something that's making you feel better. We can all enjoy these things, but there needs to be mutual respect. If something isn't for you, and this is something you guys with the Souls likes and everything say to people, if it isn't for you, well, move on. There are plenty of games. Souls likes are very, very popular these days. There are a lot of games for us because I am part of that community. I'm just a little bit more open minded and just realistic. And I don't get offended so easily, you know. If something truly isn't for me, I'm just gonna keep quiet and I'm gonna put my money somewhere else. And I'm gonna see what these developers do with their next game. Maybe then some other decisions are gonna be coming my way. It's simple as that. Again, guys, this is Elbethium. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on this whole discussion, and obviously I'm gonna be participating in the comment section as best as I can. Please, let's be civil and respectful about this, and I will be seeing you in the next one. Bye, guys.